Yo, what is good, y'all? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best centers in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Spacing these cards out a bit just so we don't get all the same tier all at once, and hopefully this will be a good little list for y'all to hopefully help y'all decide who you want to pick up at the center position if you're looking to add somebody new or something along those lines. With that being said, first card on the list after I mixed it all up is going to be Pink Diamond Dikembe Mutombo, and unfortunately Pink Diamond Dikembe is not very good. He cannot really shoot. He's tall and he's got decent-ish speed, like about 80 if I remember correctly, but he's not great. He can't really shoot. He's just a very limited inside big at this point. I'm at the point in this game where if you can't shoot, you're not really worth running, in my opinion. And Dikembe unfortunately falls into that category. May he rest in peace, though. Great dude. And the basketball world lost a great one when he passed away recently. So, Joel Embiid, gonna go A tier. I don't know if I'd quite go S for Joel. He's not far off it, though. I think he has an argument for S tier. I'm just not sure if I'm putting 5 guys in S tier that he's in my top 5. He's close, though. I'll say that. Like, I really do think he's a very good card without a lot of significant flaws, and has a good release, has the size, has the speed, has all the stuff that you want at the center position to be a very, very good card. Wilt Chamberlain, you were great for your time. He was the best center in the game probably when the game came out, but at this point, I do not think he's there anymore. There's too many guys who are elite enough defensively to hold him on the interior. He also is not a shooter. I think he's also probably got to go in that D tier at this point. Akeem Olajuwon is also going to go in the same tier as Joel Embiid, right on the borderline of S tier, but not quite there yet, or anymore, I should say. They were there when they came out. Really, really good cards regardless, though. I think Akeem is an absolute stud, and I have no issues whatsoever with him in the A tier. I mean, he and Joel are both competitive level centers, no doubt about it. I like Odin more than both of them. That might be a controversial take. I think Odin has a bigger player build. He's just really, really big on the court. I love his jump shot. I think he gets amazing animations. I think you could make an argument for Akeem and Embiid over Odin if you wanted to. Me personally, I just really, really like Odin as a card. I think he's an absolute stud. I was very impressed with him when I did gameplay with him yesterday. I have no issues whatsoever with him in the S tier. Shaquille O'Neal, also going to go S tier. I understand the jumper isn't great, but the speed, the defense, the glitchy animations, the size, all that type of stuff. I mean, I got to put Dark Matter Shaq in S tier. He may not be the best center in the game. I don't think he's actually top 3, but I think he's probably the 4th best center in the game. Unbelievable card. Yes, he is an S tier big. He's incredibly expensive, not worth going for, but yes, he is S tier. Yao Ming. I'm actually putting Yao in B despite the fact that he is pretty slow and doesn't have a high 3 ball. He's 7'6" and his jumper's amazing. His 3 ball's high enough at 52 where he can hit it pretty consistently. He's got like 60 speed, which again isn't great at all. It's very bad. But he's 7'6", not quite as big of a liability. I think this card is decently viable. Like, he's better than I thought he was going to be. I think despite the low speed and the low 3 ball, he's actually a B tier. Yao is going to be a menace when he gets a better card. Brad Daugherty, also going to go B tier. Honestly, not a bad card. He's another guy who's got a low 3 ball, but he's got enough speed. He's a 7-footer. He's got a very smooth jumper. I mean, the 55 3 ball, you can hit wide open with the stick for sure. I like that card. I really do. I think he's very solid. I think B tier is the right spot for him. Shaquille O'Neal, I'm sorry you're going with your other inside center buddies. The Pink Diamond Shaq and the Dark Matter Shaq are significantly different. Pink Diamond Shaq cannot shoot in the slightest. I'm sorry, he has to go D tier. That one, at this point, he's just not quite good enough. Dirk is decent defensively, and he's got a great 3 ball, but he doesn't dunk well, and his release isn't great. I can't put him higher than low C, in all honesty. He's my favorite player of all time, but I realistically can't put Dirk higher than C tier, so I think that's the right spot for him. Dwight is also going to go A tier to me. If Dwight was a little taller, he'd probably be S, but as is at 6'10", I think he's probably going to go in the A tier. Elite speed, elite defense, elite everything. I mean, he's an amazing card, but I can't not put him in the A tier, I think, with how good the center position is. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama is going to go S tier. There's no doubt about that one in my mind whatsoever. Absolutely incredible card. No-brainer S tier card, in all honesty. Best center in the game. I think he could honestly be argued in his own tier still because of how glitchy his release is. Doesn't quite have the speed of some of these other guys. Doesn't matter, though. At 7'4" with the jumper, he's got 79 speed. Certainly gets the job done. He's a very, very good card. Joakim Noah. I think I'm going B tier for Joakim. I don't think he's awful. His jumper's just ugly, and he's got a low 3 ball rating. But he's great defensively. He's a really good rebounder. He's got the speed. Like, he's a solid enough card. I just think the jumper's really ugly. I think he's got some flaws. I think B tier is the right spot for him. D-Rob's also going to slide into that S tier to me. In my opinion, he's the 3rd best center in the game. Really, really great free card, though. 2K did a good job with the low of 40 this season. He's one of the best low of 40 rewards we've gotten in quite a while. I think he's a very, very good card, and Yeah, 100% an S tier big. Still a top 3 center in my team, in my opinion. Jokic defensively isn't great. Jumper isn't top tier. Athleticism isn't horrible, but he's also not great. Like, I just think he's pretty mediocre. I think C tier is the right spot for Nikola Jokic. He's the best player in the league in real life, probably, but I don't know. I think C tier is probably the right spot for him on this list. Jack Sikma, really great jumper. And he's also good defensively. I actually like the card. I'm looking at the rest of the cards in this list. I think I'm going high B for Jack, honestly. I really like the card, but he is a little bit on the slower end as only a 6'11 big with 78 speed. He's awesome as a shooter. He's a very good rebounder, very good defender. He's a great card. Don't think he's quite Akeem, Dwight, or Embiid level at center, though. So I'm going to put him in the B tier. High B, probably highest. He's definitely the highest card in B. I think he's actually definitely better than all those guys. So might even move a couple of them down. Artis Gilmore, you have 60-something speed and can't shoot a 3-ball, and you're not big enough to overcome that like Yao is, and Yao can also hit a 3-ball. So sorry, you're going D tier. That one's a no-brainer to me. Kevin McHale can hit, and he's not awful defensively, but his jumper's not great. He's not super fast. He's not huge, although he's a very big wingspan. He's just not good enough to go higher than C tier, though. I don't love that card. Patrick Ewing, on paper, is a stud. The problem with Ewing is if you look at this card, his jumper is gross, as it is every single year. His base isn't good, but his upper makes it worse. And I mean, he's got great stats, great badges. He's a very good all-around card. I can't not put him B tier. I think he's better than like a Joakim Noah, but his jumper stinks. And I think I got to go B tier for him at best. I can't put him higher than that. Chris Kaman, I'm so sorry. You're also going C tier. And I did move Joakim Noah down. I just think for the balance of the list, that makes more sense because how bad his jumper is, not low. His 3-ball rating is. Kaman has 70 speed, 78 3-ball. Like, that's just not good enough at this point, honestly. You could argue him. I would consider using the insides over him, to be totally honest. He's the worst card in C tier, and he might actually get moved down to D tier. Actually, maybe not, because Rudy Gobert is also going D tier. Rudy can't shoot. His jumper's ugly anyway, and he's also just one of those guys who's only an inside big and not as elite athletically and stuff as some of his other insides are. I mean, he's got 81 speed. 95 standing is great, but he can't shoot at all, and he's not unbelievably fast. Like, he's an easy D tier to me. No brainer there. Obviously, KP's also going to go S tier. In my opinion, he's the second best center in the game after Wemby. His 7'2" with an elite release. Very similar card to Wemby, just not quite as uncontestable, not quite as glitchy in terms of size, but he is a very good card nonetheless. Definitely a distinct S tier option for me. KP's a great card, and he's obviously S tier. I think Brad Miller's actually pretty good. He's got like 80 speed. He's got a decent, he's got a high 3-ball and very good shooting badges. The problem with Brad Miller is jumper's a little meh, but he is decently, he has decent speed. He's not a bad finisher. Got a good 3-ball, versatile defender. Like, not a bad card. Low B feels like a fair spot for him. I think he's better than all the guys in C tier. He's a little overlooked at the center position. Not a bad card at all. Brook Lopez. I think I'm putting Lopez. I could put Lopez B. The thing about Lopez is his jumper is trash, kind of like Patrick Ewing, and he's 67 speed too. He's slow and a bad. Nah, he's going C tier. I don't think Brook Lopez is all that good, to be honest. He's too slow to overcome the fact that his jumper's not good. So we're gonna put him in the C tier. He's not on the same tier as Ewing. Jared Allen, I think, is actually B tier if you overlook the fact that he's only 6'9". I know the hair, to be fair, makes him look more like 6'11", and he does have a 7'5" wingspan. Jumper's super smooth, very good defender, very athletic. I understand the criticism of the card and the height, but he plays bigger than 6'9". I actually think he's very good. If Brad Miller and Brad Daugherty are B tier, so is Jared Allen. I think that's fair. Chris Bosh is actually going to go C tier to me. His jumper's not great. He's not super fast. Defensively, he's a little bit underwhelming. I just don't love the card, and that's his Galaxy Opal. His Pink Diamond at 80 speed isn't amazing at his height. But Brad Miller's better defensively. Bosh might. Nah, they're similar shooters, honestly. Like, I think I would take Brad Miller, Brad Daugherty, and Jared Allen all over Chris Bosh. I think he's high C, but I feel like that's the highest I can put him, to be honest. Jaren Jackson Jr., you are going A tier, elite level card. Still has a great release, still has everything you want at the center position. And besides, I guess, elite level size, but again, great wingspan, great player build. Got the speed, got the shooting, got the defense, got all the stuff you want. Really good card. And then Kareem is also going to go A tier. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't like Kareem's jump shot. He's only got a 64 3-ball. I would rather use some of these other guys, in my opinion, in the S tier, like Odin and Shaq over Kareem. Honestly, I think you can make an argument for Akeem and Embiid over Kareem too, in all honesty, because they're just much better shooters than Kareem is. He's not that much better than his Pink Diamond. Still a very good card, still A tier, but I don't think he's S tier, and I think that's the fairest way to do this list. I think I'm actually going to move Sigma to S tier because I think Sigma's better than all the guys in B tier. I think I am actually going to move Bosh up to B tier as well because I think he's the best card in C tier. This evens out the list a little bit. Feels a little more accurate because I think Sigma's definitely better than everybody in B. And Bosh is the best card in C. Feels like he's close enough to Miller, Daugherty, and Allen to where he deserves to be B. And I think this is how we're going to leave the list, like this. So let me know what you think of this tier list in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.